Hey everybody, I'm Steph,
I'm Michael
and today we are checking out Once Upon a Line.
by Lucky Duck Games.
Yes.
It plays one or more players. You can play it totally solo. You can play it with a group and share the experience with many people. And the box playing time says 60 to 120 minutes. But we are going to show you the tutorial. Um, the game has not yet been released. It will be going to Kickstarter in January.
January 17th.
Whoa.
Here's the link I have that you can get notified, and I'll paste it again um, at the end there. So make sure to, click that link, follow along, and you'll be notified upon that release in January.
So this is a super innovative game, in my opinion, and it is hard to come up with innovative board games these days because
Everything's been done,
everything's
right?
been done.
In some
And
fashion,
then as soon as you say that,
a new
something
game.
new appears.
And this is super cool.
Yeah. So in Once Upon a Line, you are trying to basically solve word puzzles using a scratch off.
Yeah, you're gonna be
What?
scratching off your answers and such.
It's really cool. So you're going to be scratching off all of these little areas here. Um, but you're not just going to be scratching these willy-nilly. You actually are going to uh, have to strategically go after these words in a certain way. Now, you're trying to find certain words that will appear on cards in our adventure, and you are limited to a certain number of these little action tile. They're called
Polyomino.
action
Okay.
tiles. Um, and you have to line them up certain ways. When you run out of action tiles, then you have to scratch something off on the line of tragedy.
Oh no.
If you scratch the wrong spot, you might be asked to stop. You might be asked to stop and scratch off a spot on the line of tragedy. If you run out of action spaces, and you need to make room for more action tiles to be placed. Another line of tragedy.
You have to manage your time.
You have to manage your tiles and your time, and I think it does this in such a really cool way.
Yes.
So let's take a look at this first scenario.
The tutorial.
Yeah. So we are going to start off with area. At the start of the game, we're going to place this blue zone tile on each player's hero boards. You're going to take the deck of story cards that corresponds with your adventure. Notice some of them have what? Some of them have numbers on them. Some of them have letter combinations on them. But they're going to just be sitting in a box right here.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, you're giving things away.
no, not giving anything.
Yeah.
So there are other zones that we can go to, but we don't need to go there yet because we are in the blue zone.
Actually, we're in the yellow zone. No, we're in the blue zone.
We're in the blue zone. We start off with a 1 length, 2 length, 3 length, 4 length, and 5 length yellow tile to start off. So, this entire board, you are able to scratch this off, and it will reveal words underneath. A full word is going to be framed by a bar or a bracket. So if you see an M with a bar, like right in front of the M, you know that is the start of a word.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with M,
Yep.
right? If you see, it's really weird because words can be written from left to right as you normally write them. They can also be written from right to left, backwards.
Could be backwards.
They can be
Up and down.
bottom to top,
Yeah.
top to bottom.
Yep.
So if you're looking for the word Michael, it could be written Michael or Michael.
Never on the diagonal.
It's never on the diagonal. So words can have spaces, words can have hyphens. But all of the letters on the grid of destiny, which is what this is called, is gonna be part of a word. two words might be written parallel to each other just to throw you off a little bit. For instance, like Zeppelin and wagon right here. Like it may throw you off if you end up, having seeing a P next to an O. You might think, oh, that's a word with a PO in it. No, that is not what's happening. So, um, every hero board has a hero card that you're going to insert into the card holder. And you're going to put it here. Normally, you will put the little hero up, but we are going to place it flat for you guys. The action compartments represent the 4 actions of a hero. And for every action taken, you're going to move tiles into the compartment that's used. Sometimes you'll have action compartments that get locked. And when they're locked, you can't put anything in them. We don't start off with any lock, do we? I don't think we do.
No.
So let me pull that right back out. So, um, so there are things on the line of tragedy that'll have you return all of your action tiles to the reserve of a hero board. Um, no, sorry. You will have to scratch it off when you move them into the spot. But I already told you guys that. All right. So whenever you are going to scratch something off, you have to choose an anchor word. An anchor word is a completed word that is the same color as the hero's current zone tile. So if we have a blue word here, that can be our anchor word because we are in the blue zone. So we will then take our action tiles and put them in a row on the grid of destiny. For example, let's say that this word with the arrows was uncovered. We can let that be our anchor, and we can put this 5 tile just like this. Or we can straddle the word like so. Since you see that it has 2 different lines from it, you can also add other tiles if you wanted to risk it a little bit and scratch 7 different, using our 5 and our 2 to scratch 7 different letters. So, um, you can then scratch off by respecting these rules. You follow the shape of the tiles that you have placed, and you scratch off 1 square at a time, beginning with the square closest to the anchor word. And you will keep scratching until you hit a blank space. Well, no, not till you hit a blank space, because a blank space is just the square is empty. If you see a hand or a lock or a skull, then that's going to tell you to stop and you've made a mistake. And you're going to be using those tiles up. So make sure that you are relatively sure if you're going to use of a lot of tiles like that. Maybe you want to use a 1 spot or a 2 spot to sort of feel your way along before committing to something. So, certain things to think about. Um, You can place your action tiles over the edge of the grid of destiny. That's perfectly okay. But you're just wasting those extra spots. Um, Let me see here. Um, any heroes that you start off the adventure with, you cannot change your party once you've started the chapter. Unused heroes are just going to be put in the game box along with their talent card. This is Iria's talent card here. Um, Every hero will have a guild symbol, a hero name, and an introduction. But notice some of these words are written in all caps. Well, those will correspond to the hero's talents. Um, there is no, this Iria character does not belong to me or to Steph or to you guys. But you are all basically going to be working together to solve whatever puzzle that we have to get. Um, in order to level up a hero, whenever you find a word of power, and remember, words have lines that are surrounded by bars. A word of power has a bar and a curly bracket, right? If you find a word of power, then you can mark off letters in these skills. And if you can clear off one of those skills, then you will get the corresponding tile, which will give area a power. So, let's see here. Um, the story cards are going to talk about your hero's adventures, and every time a story word is uncovered on the grid, you get to take the corresponding card from that deck up there. Um, so if you find the word, for example, the example in the book says if you find the word cottage, you are going to take the card that's marked COT because the word starts with COT. So you get some sort of idea as to what what the words start with, but you really don't read it until you are sure you've got that word. Um, some cards might contain various numbers or symbols, and those will also correspond to cards in your box. Um, let's see here. Not all of the words will be in blue. We might have to switch to a red zone or a purple zone or a green zone. And if we do, then we're going to have to swap out, and our anchor word would be in green and not in blue anymore. If we wanted to go back to blue, well, then we're going to be scratching off more lines of tragedy. So be sure you know what you're doing before you switch zones sort of haphazardly. Um, so there are also challenge cards. Those are different from story cards. When one of those is drawn, you have to immediately resolve it before continuing the adventure. And on those cards, you're going to find a riddle. And the answer is a single word. So, where is the challenge gateway? Do you have that card, Steph? Oh, here is what the challenge gateway looks like for, I guess, for the entire game.
Yeah, the rest of the game.
So you're going to take this challenge gateway, and you've got two hints for each of these riddles. And here is where your response to the riddle is. Um, in order to solve this, you're going to say your response aloud, scratching off the squares. And if each letter matches your response, you keep scratching. Then scratch off the square with the number of the challenge card to know what card to take to finish your adventure. If you have an incorrect response, then if a letter does not match your response, stop immediately and scratch one of these random penalties.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. And if you have no idea, you can scratch off a light bulb for your first one word hint. It might be a synonym, it might be an antonym, it might be a word associated with the response. And then
Could be anything.
you can scratch off a penalty to try to solve the riddle again using the clue. So basically, use a hint, get a penalty.
Yep.
So if you still can't solve the riddle, you do have a second hint there that you can take. So let's see here. On each of the scenarios, you will notice on the back it will say the number of heroes that you can take into this adventure. Currently, you're going to take Area because that's the only hero that is available to you. Let me straighten this up here a little bit. So she's the only one available to you. So you're definitely going to be taking her. You will collect inventory things along the way. And look, there's something called pellets down here. Wonder what that could be for. So you guys are going to help us with this because we have already finished the tutorial, and we want you guys
You'll see
to be able to
this whole
solve it.
tutorial board, but then coming up in
Oh,
the later adventure,
look at the
these
size
boards
of these boards. And these are not scratchable, but this is what it's going to look like.
Something like that, yeah.
When the finished copy is complete. Look how awesome these are.
I mean, it looks really cool.
I mean, you've got the art behind it, but then you're scratching this off in order to solve everything.
Yeah.
I think that just the whole scratching things off to find things on a word search board, it's totally innovative.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
So, all right.
Do you want to read this?
Yes, let's read this, and it's called honeymoon. The month of August is in full swing. The honey harvest has already begun. Iria is very proud of her bees. They have been very prolific. Just like every week, the young swarm keeper has to go to the city of Kell to deliver her honey samples to the analysis laboratory. But today, Iria is lagging behind and the evening is fast approaching. Sirvin, who is supposed to take over at the shelter, has not yet returned. The journey becomes more and more perilous with each passing minute. With nightfall comes many terrifying nocturnal insects. Main quest: get to the city as quickly as possible. And it says turn over the board and scratch off the arrow squares without having to use action tiles. It also tells you to take cards A002 and A004, which are these two cards for Iria. So, included in this game is this cool
Scratcher.
scratcher.
Hey, Slovakia stuff. Let's see if I can
Hey,
do
Steph,
this in one go.
you gonna get it? DWELLIN. Well, you almost got it in one go. There's a little bit left.
I know. I gotta get it.
Look at that, like a pro. It's almost like you've done this before.
And I have my handy dandy
We have
Pringles can.
everybody has a Pringles can
for
for dumping the little silver shavings into the trash.
Don't put it where there's Pringles actually in the can.
No.
You should eat the
You
Pringles
should eat the
first.
Yeah. Step 1, eat all the Pringles. Step 2, use it as a trash can. We have several Pringles cans that we use for our trash cans.
So you should show this on the overhead. You can kind of see the bars.
Oh, you can totally see the bars. There's one bar over here on the edge of the G. There's a much clearer one over here on the edge of the D. And it says dwelling.
And it's an E with the bar.
Oh, look at that.
The E.
That is either the start of a word or the end of a word.
Yes.
So,
okay, now what?
This says on Iria's card, at barely 25 years old, the skillful Iria loves open spaces and adventure. She is a gifted swarm keeper among the Apiloptera and has earned a reputation for being as adroit as her proteges. For 2 years now, she has been secretly hoping that the handsome Sirvin will make the first move. Ooh. Wow, chicka, wow, wow. So, that is Iria. Notice the words in all caps. So, we are trying to mark those off on her skill sheet, but we can't do that until we find a word of power to mark those off. Any other time we find a word, we're going to take it from the box here. So, here's the question that I am posing to you guys. You have 5 tiles here. Anchoring on this word, where would you like to go? Tutorial hero.
E down, but how many do we want to go down?
That is the question. Now there are 4 spots. Do you go all 4? Because if you finish the word and you've got another thing to scratch, you've got to scratch it.
That's right.
So, how many do you risk?
Now,
do you go 4 or do you go 3 or 2?
Every time I scratch, we're gonna take up a spot.
Every time you scratch. So if you decided to be super careful and go 2, that's used. Then you would have to put another one here for your next scratch. So you want to be sure you've got what you need.
I think so. Mountain says 4.
Mountain Popa says go the full 4. Popa recommends this whole batch right like that.
Yeah. Anybody else agreed or disagreed? Yeah, 4.
Jelfie is going full 4.
Enough. Let's go.
So, that covers one of our action spots. It doesn't matter where you put them as long as you put one in each spot. All right, one letter at a time. H, C, A, ache. And then, oh, cash.
It's a pattern.
Cache.
There was no clue or anything that said to go for cash. I forget.
No.
Okay. All right.
So that is a word of power. Whenever you find a word of power, you can mark off the letters. Normally, you can mark them off on here, directly on here. Actually, we can go ahead and do that. We're gonna. This is just a prototype. We can get a finished copy and have a really pretty one. So, with the word cash, well, there's no C's here, so that pretty much takes care of the first C and the second C.
Yep. We still have A.
A, H, and E.
Yep.
Which there is no H, so it looks like there's a single E.
Hmm.
So here's an E. That one we've got, and then there's a single A. There's not much choice there.
Nope.
Cache. That's all we can mark. If you do have choices, then you can choose where to mark. But here, it pretty much leading you right there. Dan is recusing himself because he played this with us.
That's true.
Excuse me. All right.
Now what?
Now what?
Now
Well, that is the question.
we had a clue or
Let me see if I missed anything. Dan, Bree, help me out
something.
here.
Do we have a clue?
I don't think we had a clue. I think we just went off. Did we have a clue beyond
Are
here?
we supposed to do this?
Oh, thanks, Steph.
I'm like, we had something.
All right, so when we marked off dwelling, Steph did not look in the box.
It wasn't me. I'm like, there was something we're
I mean,
missing.
you basically said, "Don't look at the box." You didn't want me to look at the box. So we marked off dwelling. So hey, we could be looking at this card.
Yes.
Thanks, Steph. Oh look, night will soon fall in the valley of sequoias. You slip on your flight suit and you're ready to go. As you pass through the door, you whistle for Hexa, your pet honeybee. Let me tell you, Hexa is not a little honeybee.
It's very big.
Hexa is a big honeybee.
It's a big bee.
The rascal is where was I? The rascal is nowhere to be seen. Her behavior has been a bit strange recently, and she has begun wandering farther and farther from home. It's very likely she's wandered off again, perhaps hiding in a wild colony. Or maybe she's dozed off in a secret cache.
There
All
we
right,
go.
well, there's your cache and colony. Notice those are underlined. Those are words of power. Honeybee is not. But honeybee will get us another clue to the adventure.
So we are trying to find, I believe, colony and
honeybee
in the map.
That's what we were missing.
Yeah, that's that's what I was missing.
Hexa is a capital B. Yes, very good. Heroic project. Who needs clues? We're just gonna go off on our own.
We're just gonna do whatever we want.
You know what? Had we seen this, we would have been, yeah, let's go 4 for cash. For sure, we would have done that.
Yeah, Dan said the word of power has the curly brace at the end. Yeah,
I'm talking about the underlines here.
yeah.
Are these underlines not both going to be words of power? Maybe not. Oh, the underline. Thank you, Dan. The underline means it intersects dwelling. This word here. Honeybee does not intersect dwelling. Colony and cache do, though.
Okay.
So with that in mind, where would you guys like to go next?
So colony.
Colony is the only one of these two words that intersects dwelling.
So it could go with this L or that L.
Yes.
Or this N.
Or that N.
Those are the three options.
Those are the three options.
Just making sure.
Honeybee is in the blue zone but does not intersect dwelling. As you can see, honeybee is a blue word, meaning it is in the blue zone. But it is not intersecting.
Jelfie is feeling like one of the L's for colony.
Oh, Dan says you found cash. You need to read the card. There's not a card. It's a word of power.
It's the word of power.
It's a
The
word of power, yes.
mountain says the N in dwelling.
Popa wants in and dwelling. Jelfia wants to go off one of the L's.
Well, alternatively, we could go along the
No, you have to anchor.
well, right, but we could use the H in anchor.
You could use the H in anchor. Mark off letters on ear.
We did.
Dan, we did.
We did it, Dan.
Right there. Thank you for catching up.
We did.
Look, it's marked. Legit.
Like we need the L for skillful.
Yes, we do need the L for skillful. If it is an L in a word of power. We don't know whether colony is a word of power or not.
All right, so we can also look for the honeybee, which could be the H here. It could be the E.
You already solved all this.
There's no E. I have to talk it through because somebody needs to say something.
Hey, room 51 live, reading with a party of 10. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, friends. Welcome in. We are playing
Hey, Maddie.
Once Upon a Line.
From Lucky Duck Games. It is going to be going to Kickstarter January 17th. And this is a super innovative game where you are scratching off spaces on a grid to find keywords. The second L, can we anchor on both sides? Yes, but you have to straddle it. Like you'd have to straddle the word like this.
Like that.
And one of those spots would actually be taken. You could not do this in the same action because you are breaking up your, you're on two different sides. You'd have to be together like that.
Right. But so what she's saying is you could do that COLON, and we could add a little one by one at the
Or
end.
you don't have to solve it all in one piece, but
Right.
once every spot is an action. So
we could take it little by little.
Jalvia says 3 sections up from the second L, which would be this, correct? Is this what you want, Jalvia?
Yeah, I would think maybe if she's thinking the
She said
COL would be like.
She said 3 sections up. I don't know. If you want COL, you'd have to drop it down a little bit.
Oh, she wants the 3.
Sorry, the 3-point one. Ah, that one. Oh, she wants it what, 3 up like this, Jelfia? So at most you risk the top one here. Yeah, like that.
So you think that's ONY, basically?
She thinks it's ONY, or it's C. It's O and C.
We can't solve
with a blank.
Yeah, we could do that. Anybody else have strong feelings?
Anybody? Anybody?
We're trying to find the word colony, which is coming off of this word dwelling.
Looking for colony, or eventually we're looking for honeybee.
And honeybee.
But honeybee does not intersect dwelling. Colony does.
Should we try it?
Yep, since we haven't heard from anyone, I think let's do Jelfia's suggestion. 3 scratchies. Uh-oh. That is a hand.
Oh, we got a hand.
So, a hand means
we gotta stop.
You gotta stop. Is that all? I think that's all it means. I don't think it means we take a penalty because it's not a skull. Yes. Stop scratching immediately. Any remaining squares of the tile or tiles are lost.
Hey, that's information.
That's right. That's information. So there's nothing to be sad about.
It still could be the N or the L for colony.
It could be.
So now what? I don't remember the puzzle well enough.
Well, that's good. We have the solved puzzle over here in the box. They gave us 2 copies of the tutorial. One perfect for streaming. So
well, we didn't even find all the words either.
We did not find all the words.
N2 up is the next. Okay, N2 up.
Mountain Popa says N2 up.
Let's try it.
Anybody else? Shelby says sounds good. All right. Dot, but we have to keep going. And another dot.
2 dots.
Well, that's more information. Well, that gives you a lot of good information to use your 5 and 1 spot on your last
It's true, but
action on your thing. Whenever you refresh, you get back all your tiles, and we'd only have to do one of those lines of tragedy.
so it could be COL or it could be COL
Right. COLONY or COLONY.
with 3 on the top.
It could be either one.
That's what she said, with 3 on the top.
She wants 3 on the top.
So she thinks it's going upward. COL.
So you want to use your little one spot too to
That's
add
also
in?
good because if it's HO for a honeybee, it could go like
Then
that.
you would see it.
So if we start here and work our way up.
You have to start closest to your anchor word.
Okay. So we
So
need
you'd
to
move
start there.
out and then out.
Okay.
Does that look good?
Okay. Cool. Agreed, says mountain. So we'll do it.
All right, going two down and 3 up.
This first?
I'm going to repeat one more time. You have to start from your anchor.
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to read it in the rules.
I believe you.
You have to start from the anchor. Step 1, choose an anchor word. Cut a hole in the box. Step 2, place your tiles in a row. 3, you may then scratch off by respecting these rules. Follow the shape of the tile. Scratch off one square at a time, beginning with the square closest to the anchor word.
Okay, we did it.
Look at that. It was even exactly like you needed it to be. So, we do have a COL card.
Cool.
I'm going to show that to everybody.
All right. Here we go.
As you see, you chose wisely. Look at that.
Whew.
It's so good.
Okay.
You get a little bit on the
I
thing.
get it.
All right, so Colony says this. Let me center it here. A massive wild hive made up of thousands of cells hangs from a sequoia tree. You can hear the buzz of a honeybee underlined, which means honeybee intersects colony. Emitting from every alcove of the structure. Amongst this noise, you can just make out the signature sound of Hexa. You will recognize her by her bracelet fastened around her leg, and you will finally be able to take flight. Main quest 1 of 3. Find the words honeybee and bracelet on the grid of destiny, then scratch off all of the lock symbols and take card ZO20. So there's your next thing. You're looking for honeybee and bracelet. Bracelet does not intersect colony.
But now we're out of time. So we got to get our pieces back.
Yes. So this means we are scratching off one of the destiny, the line of destiny things. That means, so let me show this here. We have this symbol here. And that means, I'm going to the book here. Dom, dom, dom.
No.
Yes. The line of tragedy says, immediate. Oh, how many is that? -1. Immediately trade the affected hero's largest standard tile for a standard tile that is one smaller.
Sad.
Your 5 becomes a 4.
No.
No. Is it
Okay.
-1? It is a
Yeah,
-1.
it
It is a
is
yellow.
-1.
If otherwise it'd be red.
Yep.
So goodbye 5. Hello 4. Wah, wah.
Okay.
She says, "Do we get to mark off Aria's card?" No, that's only when it's a word of power, marked by a little bracket,
Okay, so
and those are both bars, not brackets.
now to find honeybee, it's off colony. We could go with HO or we could go with the Y for honeybee. But we know that it can't be that O because there's a hand.
And see, that's good information.
It is. And we know it can't be that N because there's a dot.
It could be just playing devil's advocate. Honeybee.
HONEYB.
That way.
I guess it could be that.
So we have two options for honeybee.
So so honeybee could go that way, or I guess that way.
That's correct. It couldn't go that way because Honeyb.
No, but I mean,
You mean on HO?
Y.
Oh, from
The
on the
Y
Y.
can go
So you
that
got
way.
three options.
Oh my god! And bracelet could be the C, the A.
That's it. As far as we know.
That's
Remember, it could be coming off of bracelet. Could come off of honeybee.
it could also go off honeybee. Yeah, you're right.
So we don't know that.
All right.
I don't think the honeybee is off the visible hoe, as there is no start bar. That
Good.
is Gelfia.
Brilliant.
Gelfia. Let me tell you how smart that is.
You're already thinking like this.
You need this game.
Think like that in this.
You have to think like that in this game.
There
If you don't, there was several times during the game we forgot, and then Dan or me or Steph, someone said, "Wait, there's a bar."
Yes,
And
they were like,
there's no bar, and was like,
my
"Oh, yes, that's exactly how you should be thinking." Let's in left 4.
Okay.
And Popa agrees in backwards.
Okay, so like
Jelby says this is a spelling game I can get behind.
this one.
Jelfia, you would never misspell a word, would you?
So we like this.
If it is, it would be Neybe. Are you gonna? Do you want to risk a one more dot?
I guess we do have a one. Nope.
Well, here's the thing. Otherwise, it's going to take one more action. On the other hand, you're risking 2 tiles and or drilling into something you're not quite sure about.
Well, it's either one or the other, right?
Well, the other option is to go 2 off of the N.
That's true. You could
and that might be slightly safer.
You could just do the 2.
If you go this way, I think you should go whole hog on with as many as you need for it.
Well, then you might as well just do the 4 and 4.
You'd have to scratch all of them, and you don't know how many skulls you're going to get. You could end up skulls right and left, and though skulls you also have to stop. So,
oh, do you?
Yeah, you do. Still, it is a risk. Either way you go, it's a risk.
So you want the 2 this way instead, just to see.
And to be fair, I don't remember where it is either. So
it's either that one or that one.
So I am not giving you any spoilers. I don't remember where it is. But I'm going to let you guys make that decision. Jelpia says that. I'm assuming Popa is on board.
Nope, left to the max.
Popa says left to the max. We need a tiebreaker out in the audience.
Yeah, tiebreaker. Or just all of it.
If you're with Jelfia, say Jelfia. If you're with Popa, say Popa.
Okay, Popa guess.
All right. Jelfia has agreed to Popa's suggestion.
Max being all 5.
Max being all 5.
All right.
Starting from the end and drilling that way. This go. This is how Steph would play.
Yeah, I might as well just take a chance. E.
Whoa. Popa.
B.
Look at the gamble.
E. E with a
bar.
With a bracket.
With a bracket. Popa with the huge gamble.
Took it.
took
Did
it,
it. Owned it.
owned it.
That's what I would do.
I'd give Pope 1,000 channel points if I could.
All right, so
That was
I guess
fantastic.
you guys probably
Look at this. Look at that fantastic ballsy play right there. Because if you're wrong, man, it could have been bad. What? Bree loves it. I'm gonna stop double guessing myself, says Jelfia.
All
All
right.
right,
I guess
now, as if I didn't know what your next move is.
probably this.
Now, Splitty says now to find the hoe. You can't have honeybee without a hoe.
Guess not.
Nor can you have heroic logic.
That's just right. 2.
Nor could you have board gamer Steph.
This is true.
Right?
You're excused.
There you go, honeybee. There you go. And you have to really be careful because if you accidentally scratch too far to the right or to the left, you might accidentally scratch where a bar is, and that'll give you a little bit of information you shouldn't have had. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But that is perfect. That's a bar and a bracket. We can scratch off honeybee on Iria. H, there's no H. O, there is an O. There is only one, so there's no choice.
Yep.
N, I don't see an N. Clearly, there are no more E's. So that gets rid of that E, and that E. We have a B and a Y. I don't see either one. Bye. Okay. Well, that gave us next to nothing on Iria's skills. Thanks a lot, honeybee. So there is no card for honeybee because it was a word of power.
All right, so where do we want to go for bracket or bracelet?
Bracelet. It's not off of colony. It could be off honeybee or any of the other words.
Yeah.
Dwelling, cache, just not colony. Splitty says this might be a good game to have on a gaming app with pattern recognition on the boards.
It could easily be a game.
Just like there's no slaughter without laughter. You are correct.
Jeez.
He's right.
All right, where's your gut telling you now, Popa?
Popa.
Or Jelfia?
Jelfia. Heroic. Splutty.
We have 2 actions before we need to do a timer.
Check me. Can bracelet come off either of the E's on honeybee?
It could.
Matter of fact, it can be either of the E's in bracelet.
It could be, yeah.
And no necromancers.
Great. Thanks, Dan. This board was much easier to scratch than the last board I had.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's
really weird.
You know, she might have got it that way just to test different.
It could be, yeah.
If so, Bree, that's pretty smart. I think it's one off of the double E's.
Okay.
See from cache left 3 is Popa's suggestion. So we've got one suggestion here. We've got a suggestion up here on the E's.
Well, we have a 4 and a 3. So
well, see, Popa wants this. He's thinking that's BRAC right there. Jelfia says off of one of the double E's.
We could do.
Which one we doing?
Which one is first?
Well, we wouldn't need to do both if we know one of them is not it.
If we
might have to do the other one.
Go with J.
Go with J.
Okay, so.
All right, Jelfia, do you want a 3 or a 4?
Well, I think we do 4.
BRAC. So the question is it B? Oh, you
can't go.
It's ELET up there possibly,
Yeah,
or
so.
just a T. So you should probably go down.
We should probably do 4 up. One of
No, you
them.
mean down.
Or down, yeah.
Yeah. So one of those two, the left one or the right one, that would get BRAC or ELET and a blank. Though, no, you can't have BRAC up there. So it would be BRAC at the bottom of one of these. The left off the C would also hint at the first E.
It could also be that A.
Did you hear what she said? She said this would also be a hint for the first for the, if we did what Popa said, she says it would be BRACELET. If it's a B there, she do have a point.
Sure.
This is the way you need to think, is that it might give you a hint with the word length. It'd have to be a B in either of the first locations of that one.
Right.
That's true.
It could also be the B here, though.
That's true. But that's why she said it would be a hint.
It would.
If it's not this, that does eliminate one of your 4 things here.
Mm-hmm. What do we want to do?
Go 4 left of the C and hope no skull or hand. So here's the 4 going here.
You only need 3, right? But she's looking. She's looking
looking
to see if there's a B.
She's looking for the extra.
All right, let's try it.
What's that say?
It's
a dot.
It's a dot. We keep going.
Keep going.
Dot.
Dot. Stay in the line, Stephanie.
Can't.
That's
Dot.
a dot.
That's a B.
What? Gelfia. I mean, that was a risk in the middle of nowhere, and it pays off.
It's a B.
I mean, that's the best mistake I've ever seen.
Well, she meant to.
No, I know she meant to.
It wasn't a mistake.
No, I mean it's a mistake to go off the C, but it was brilliant to go that one extra space because that gets one extra hint. And by goodness, it paid off. Because now we know where there's a bracelet, don't we?
Your instincts are pretty good.
I mean, that's not bad.
Well, I think I know what our final move might be.
Yep, it's either going to be straddling this E or off of the B. One of them. One of those. Way to go, Jay.
Probably doesn't much matter.
Whatever you guys want. Where do you want this 3?
We can't get the full word right now. So
now, here's the thing. You could refresh right now if you wanted to. But I mean, that's 3 letters that are free. Why?
Yeah, just take them.
I would take any of the 3 free letters anywhere. You know what I'm saying? BRAC. Well, I mean, that looks fantastic. And now, you know what this means?
We got a timer.
We have to do a line of tragedy.
Gosh.
Give me something on that line of tragedy. Oh, no.
That's 2 red.
That means your biggest one drops 2.
Ah. Why?
What
the tutorial's so hard.
So, Bree, you're so mean to us. Now we have a 4, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 2, and a 1.
Okay.
We're running out. Jovi says no.
So we need what?
Huh?
We need a 4?
We need a 4 if you want to hit the whole thing.
Yeah.
A 2 and a 1 if you want to do it in 2 separate turns.
I don't know. I would just do it in one shabam.
Shabam. Oh, is that a bracket?
Yeah.
It's a bracket.
We're going to get some letters crossed off.
Whoa. Well, wait a second. That won't give us any other words.
You could do 2 and 1, or you could do 4 of 4. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, or you could do a 2 and a 1. My vote is for 4.
2 and 1 action, one of the other.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do a 2 and a 2, I'd recommend a whole 4.
Right. This. Do it. Yeah, then you have 3 more guesses. And we'll see what this does for us. Yep, that's the end of the line. Okay. So now we get to cross off some letters. For bracelet. All right, come cross off some letters. And then we get to do this. Michael, what are you doing? I should go to bed, but game. Yes, we're almost done.
Was busy.
As soon as Michael comes back.
What? Oh, am I reading?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we have to do this, the bracket
Well,
bracelet.
Bracket bracelet. So there's no B.
No, R.
There's an R. There's one R, so there's no choice.
A. Did it.
There is only one A.
Did it.
Did it.
E.
E, no E's left.
L.
There are 3 L's. It doesn't matter which because it's all in the same word.
E.
No E.
T.
And there are 2 T's. Hey, this is our first legit choice. I should be going to bed, but game. We're getting close to done, I think. Bottom T. That was what I did when we played. That's the same one I chose.
All right, so now this.
Now this. Now we scratch off all of these and take ZO20.
Oh, it looks like they're green letters.
They are green letters. Look.
We're in the green zone.
Voyage is the word.
Voyage.
Voyage. Whoa. You have found Hexa.
Whoa.
She climbs out of her hole and having settled her. I mean, look at this big honeybee. I mean, that's not just.
He's so big.
He's huge. She's huge. She is a sheep.
Mm.
And having saddled her, you finally take off. Perched high in the sky, the moon greets you majestically. Suddenly, you feel Hexa stiffen, as if overcome with panic. A short distance away, at the foot of an old nut tree, you spy a prostrate form. You believe it to be Sirvin, your secret heart's desire. Sirvin. Nearby, an imposing winged creature is given the coup de grace to the young man's beetle. Now, more than ever, you must use caution. Whoa.
Yeah.
Is he riding a beetle?
Nut tree is in green.
Nut tree is in
we
green.
have to change over to the green to go build off of.
No parking in the green zone. So we've done all of the other blue cards. We are in green now. All right, so at the bottom of this card, it says reminder, in order to scratch off squares after this word, you must move at least one hero into the green zone. Scratch off one of these lines of tragedy for each hero move. Well, we only have one hero.
That's true.
So I think we leave these where they are.
I think so. Well, now we're in the green zone.
Now we're in the green zone.
So this goes out like this.
And look at that. Now we know which zone
and
we're
whatever
in.
this means, we have to kill a card.
Let me see it. Oh no.
What's that?
We have to kill a spot.
A spot?
Yeah, see?
Oh.
Matches. We have lost an action.
Oh man.
Man. See? It even though it's a tutorial, it's a challenge. This is it's legit.
It's no joke.
It's no joke. Yes, one of your heroes loses one action till the end of the chapter.
Aw.
Oh, it is possible to close a compartment that holds action tiles. They stay in the locked compartment until they're brought back to the reserve. So hey, we just put that in there.
Sure. Great.
I mean, because that's the one that was.
All right, so now we're looking for the word nut space tree.
Nut space tree.
Which could be off of what? E.
E.
Is that it?
Nuttree. But it could be either of the.
It could
E's.
be one space here, or no.
Or no. Oh.
Oh.
what do you guys see or not see?
The E.
The E, but which E is it? Is it the first or second E in nut tree? Jelfia says it's not the last E.
Not bracketed. Ding ding. So, do we just go for it? Do you guys want to just go? You have exactly 8.
You have 8
You have
tiles
8 pieces to use.
and 3 actions in which to use them. It's already past that.
So we were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We would need all 8, but you could use
If you
only
need
8
all,
of them.
oh, you want to just do it all in one fell swoop?
If you think you know it, but I mean it can't be V, it can't be O or Y
Y,
or A.
right?
So I mean it has to be that E.
I think so.
Do you guys want to just do the whole word right now?
NUT space TREE, which is 8 things. NUT space TREE.
All in.
Pope is all in. Boom. Is it an E? Yes.
Shocking, nobody.
Shocking.
But we're gonna have to take.
What?
We're gonna have to take
We're gonna have to take another
a
line.
time. Yeah.
T R scrape scrape.
It's not a bracket word. It's a.
It's a line
It's
word.
a line word.
Hey, look, that says nut on it.
That's nutty.
That's nutty. All right, let's talk. Let's talk about this nut tree. You crash land in front of the tree. Luckily, Sirvin appears to be simply unconscious. Your stomach drops as you recognize the Grim Reaper, the Hornet, mere meters away. She tears apart a little coleopter, but it will soon turn towards you. No, she tears apart a little coleopter, but it will soon turn towards you. You know without a doubt that it will decapitate Hexa and then kill you.
Mm.
Why the devil didn't Sirvin use his saber to exterminate the beast? Main quest 2 of 3, find Hornet on the grid of destiny. Now here's the thing. Hornet is attached to Nut Tree. Saber is not attached to Nut Tree.
So it could be attached to Voyage.
It could be attached to Voyage.
Could be attached to Hornet.
It could be attached to Hornet.
With the E or the R.
All right. First thing we have to do is refresh our tiles. That you know what that means. One more spot off. It is a blank.
Nothing.
Woo!
Nothing bad happens.
That could have been bad.
Okay, now what?
Tee up either the first or the second. He's thinking Hornet.
Shelfia. It's the one thing that we learned.
Sylvia, what have we learned today? Not the tea, no bar.
Nope, nothing. I think, yeah, I think we learned this the hard way. I don't think we messed up our game.
Maybe.
But when we go to play those big ones, I'm gonna like be focused.
Oh yeah,
on that,
laser focus
on those bars.
I mean, look how big these are. I mean, that's no joke.
That's no joke.
Lots of options. So either the E at the end or the N.
Okay, which one?
Which one? Popa, Jelfia? Mountain Popa says N.
Okay, the N going up or down or sideways?
It's HOR net or it's HOR net, which is slightly different either direction. N gives us more options. So that could also be hornet or hornet.
Yeah, it could be off the R, the E, or the N.
Yep. HORNET. It can't be HORNET this way.
Up, please.
Up, please. I had to talk it to remember the no bar rule. Up 3 is the option, is the potential choice there.
Let's do it.
Popa says agree, 3 up on the end. R O H
H.
with a line.
With a line. Good. Good. That was awesome. It's really awesome.
All right. You are almost done with Hornet. Here's the question. Do you find the Hornet or do you go after the Saber?
Why not both?
Why not both? High five, says Pope. All right. What's next?
Might as well finish the word. But it's up to you guys.
Up to you guys.
In our game, we never found Saber, so it could be anything.
Hush. Silence, mortal.
I don't know where it could be. Okay.
Finish it off. It could be the Hornet.
What else would it be?
I mean, Hornist.
Hornest, yeah. Dang it.
Finish that off. E. What could it be?
There's a line there.
There's a line. Hey, it looks like Hornet. Hey, look, it's a card that says HOR. What could it possibly be? Oh.
What's this?
Oh.
What? Michael.
Solve this challenge immediately.
Uh-oh.
If you have card 018 in inventory, scratch off the box, the line box on the challenge gateway. Where's our little challenge gateway?
It's already solved.
Oh, it's already solved. We can't do it because it's already. We only had one challenge gateway, didn't we?
Right.
Got it. All right. We do not have card 018 in inventory.
No.
Because had you found the Saber,
Ah!
had you found the Saber, you would have had card 018 and you would have gotten a clue on the riddle.
Ah!
But that's okay. Here is the riddle. And I'm going to put it up on the screen.
Here you go, guys.
Here you go. It is one word. And I guess I could probably pretend like I've got the little piece of paper here that you can pretend to scratch them off as you go. There's 8 squares here.
8 squares, yeah.
It doesn't mean it's all 8, but it does mean that it could be as long as 8. And then there's the little arrow right here. All right.
All right.
That's what it looks like. Now, if we need a penalty, I can show you the penalties. Here is the riddle.
All right.
I have claws, but I have no feet. With me, you can make a steady beat. To make or break, you must choose boards, blocks, pianos, or even horseshoes. From the smallest up to mighty thunder, there is not much that I can't break asunder. Oh. Delphia is on a word right there.
They both agree.
They both agree. All right. So, are you going to scratch off the first letter here?
All in.
All in, pushing all the chips. All right. You scratch off the first letter. It's an H. Are you going to continue?
All in.
You both say it's all in. Look, it's hammer. Good job, everyone.
Yep. Final answer.
So, if we would have had to have gone for the clues, because we didn't get a clue either, we got it right off the bat. The first clue says, we'll get to the ending here in a second, because it's card Z98. The first clue would have been nail. That might have been a good hint. And the second clue, if you needed it, was mallet.
Mm.
Here are the penalty squares. There are 8 of
gosh.
them.
Hey, spiritual warrior.
Hey, spiritual warrior. There's one that is like a little swirly thing.
What's that?
What's that? Oh, the dystopian points represent your failures each time you take the easy way out. Each dystopian point diminishes your total possible number of utopian points.
Oh no. We don't want that.
The sparkly ones are utopian points that represent your victory as a Zephyr rhyme. You're on the right path to save the world. That's the negative one. So that's -1 time, which is I think one of these.
Yeah.
So that would have been bad. Another -1 time, another -1 point, and nothing in the middle square. So we could have marked out 4 more of these.
Whoa, no, don't look at it.
Smaller, smaller, smaller.
Make a mess.
I make a mess. Another action gone. What's the last one? The last one just got to be you're dead. No, there is another -1.
Oh my god.
I had to look at them.
Good.
Well, they actually, I'll tell you this, they did better than we did.
Yeah, you guys did much better than we did. Oh, we did not do. Give me that scratchy thing.
Give you the, oh, you want to look at the things
Yeah,
on the.
you can read that.
Oh, Z98. In a sudden burst of bravery, you jump on Hexa and you hammer yourself against the Hornet, delivering a mighty blow. Stunned by the shock, the creature falters. Sirven is slowly reviving and seems a bit embarrassed to have been rescued by his friend. His voice falters when he says Iria's name, but there is no time for banter. You help him onto the saddle and take flight towards the city of Kel just before night falls. Main quest required take card A6 and A8 and calculate your Utopia points.
I found it.
Oh, I knew it was there. A6 and A8? Look, guys, now you've got Sirven.
Hey.
At the prime of his 25th spring, Sirven is a glorious member of the Scar tribe, respected by all in his guild. The arduous task of collecting cricket husks has rendered him resistant over the years. He is of a careful nature and prefers to dedicate himself to his work rather than pursue a relationship with Iria, a childhood friend. And here are his letters for his words of power.
Wow.
And the tiles that he will unlock.
Whoa.
So, there are plenty of ways to get messed up here, and we found them.
This is like totally chaos.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Popping off onto the sides.
Glorious.
I mean, I guess so.
You never know what you might find.
That's right.
Ah, nice.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, you guys did really well.
Guys, that's just the tutorial. You could have several fantastic scratch offs here with like big, huge stories and several heroes going on your adventure with you. I mean, there's a lot of game here, guys.
It's a lot. And that was just the tutorial, but
That was just
it
the
was
tutorial.
like a pretty significant tutorial, in my
Yes.
opinion.
Now, none of these are scratchable for us, so even we don't know what's coming.
Nope. But I'm excited for it.
Me too.
So this is going to Kickstarter January 17th.
Yes.
If you liked what you saw, follow the link right to there and follow along. I really love this game. It's going to be
Yes.
one of my favorites from the whole year.
Yeah.
It's super different. I really like trying to puzzle out like what we're, if I thought about Saber, maybe we should have gone for Saber.
I mean, if you think about it,
Can't
oh,
believe I missed
hey,
it. I'm like,
hey, we have to go find a hornet. Maybe we should get the saber first. I mean, every word that you
that makes
search for, you
sense.
actually find. The bracelet on the honeybee.
Yes.
Oh, I found the bracelet, so I found Hexa.
You're
Right?
We should have got the Saber first. That logically.
Well, one of us wanted to go after the saber.
Like, well, we had Hornet right there.
Yeah.
It's like right there.
Yeah, it's like right there.
Ah, I like it. I like it. It's super different, and I'm excited to play more of it.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
And Bree, hopefully I did a good enough job on the.
I like that you pick up characters.
Yeah, for sure.
And like they can go do different things.
Yeah, like one could be off in the green zone, the other one in the blue zone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't all have to be in the same zone.
Yeah.
So.
Jelfia, you're natural at this one.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like it's your calling. Like, I want Jelfia on my team when I play the game.
Well, Popa had some.
Oh yeah.
Laser. So Jelfia found all the bars.
She caught onto the bar thing pretty quickly.
Popa found the exact paths to go. He was like, "Yes, I'm in."
Yeah, no, I'm so glad that you guys decided to join in and play.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you guys are.
And you see how much fun it is in a group of people.
You worked really well together.
For sure.
Dan, Michael, and I were like, scratch. Well, that was probably more me than anybody because I'm all about like let's go.
Dan confirmed, am I right?
Probably more me, but I think it's super fun, and yes.
Yeah, definitely worth.
Make sure to check it out on the Kickstarter.
Oh, absolutely, from Lucky Duck Games.
Yeah,
Once upon a line, and it says the butterfly's breath. So I mean, yeah, it looks fantastic.
Toad's fantastic.
Look at that. The butterfly's breath is the name of the adventure.
Now you want to scratch off a lotto card.
I know, right?
Better go.
It makes you. I mean, yeah. And then the lottery, it's like $500 million.
It's totally a gimmick, but I love it anyway. It's
totally a gimmick. Totally worth checking out.
Yes, play it. Love it.
On a line.
We'll be right back.